Here we go.
I'm good right here.
That's not this type of show. People are here. Oh. There's nobody there yet. Hi, everybody. Thank goodness. We have people. People are here. The weather has not affected today's audience. Have a seat, everybody. Thank you for being here. Well, thank goodness. Thank you, guys. Have a seat. Let's get started. We have people here, and we have a lovely lady right there. Audience, please say hello to my good buddy, Shane Wells. Good morning, Shane.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm fired up.
I'm fired up too. We haven't seen human beings in the studio for weeks. It's fantastic. And they've come, yeah.
It's true.
And audience, you've come on a good day. You know, if you've been watching the show, I've been talking about this, our big giant boss. We have little bosses like Jeff. And then we have, no, I just mean like, executive producer. And slight, yeah. And then we have the big kahuna boss. Her name is Sheila Oliver. We see her, it's like a Punxsutawney Phil. We see her like twice a year, and then that's it. But she comes out, she wrote us an email, and she said she loves the fact that people are coming out to see the show in this weather so much. She's giving all of you Pontiac Grand Prix. That's right. Or really, she's giving you all Jason Show mugs. That's what she's giving you. That's how sweet she is. She's a sweetie. That's right. No, all kidding aside, she really is. She's been very nice with the audiences. She's literally, the general manager is worried about the audience, which I think is very sweet. So anyway, we really do appreciate everyone that's come out. We get that the weather's been horrendous. We hope now that hopefully the weather's slowed down a little bit. You'll come see us tomorrow and next week if you want tickets. All you have to do is log on to our Facebook page, click the ticket tab, and come see us. We have a great show tomorrow, so sign up and come see us Thursday and Friday too. Yeah. Okay, now, Speaking of the show and speaking of all of you, we want to put you on TV. We want to celebrate Valentine's Day. So here's what we need you to do today, okay? Grab your phone device, or this is an iPad, but grab your phone device. Shane, do it. Just show your phone device and record yourself.
Not this way.
Yeah, like that way.
This way.
Yeah, give yourself, record a shout out to someone you love. Maybe someone's had a rough year and you want to send a shout out to a friend. Maybe it's your husband that you've been with for 40 years. Shoot your video and upload it to our Facebook page, and we're going to play them all throughout the show tomorrow. So do that right now and upload it to the Jason Show Facebook page. We want to show you. Now, speaking of my iPad, I mentioned Sheila. She's our general manager. I mentioned Jeff, our executive producer. Another one of our behind-the-scenes folks that you guys have gotten to know over the past 4 years is our director, Leo. Now, Director Leo, it's very hard to direct a show like this. That's very technical. He has 5-6 cameras. He has to make sure Shane and I look good. Is there 5? Maybe 5 cameras. He has to pick, okay, take camera 2. It's very stressful. So you would think moments before the show, there's a lot that he has to prepare before we come on the air. Well, let me show you what Director Leo was doing moments before we went on the air this morning. Look at this. This is how stressful. He was watching curling. Right there. That's what he was doing. Yes. That's what he did. That's how he prepares. We give Leo such a hard time because I'm not kidding, audience. We could be talking about, we could say, guess what, Leo? Cher's here today in the studio. He won't even pay attention. No. But if we say, what do we have to say to get his attention?
Curling.
And it's like that dog in Squirrel. If we say curling, he peps up like that. So, Leo, I hope you're relaxed today. Now, speaking of Disney, moments ago, this is huge. I'm not joking. I actually think the release of this shut down Instagram for a moment because Instagram freaked out. The very first teaser, this is not a joke, the first teaser for Frozen 2 just came out. Parents, get the kids in front of the TV. This is huge. Look at this. Why is she whipping out that? What's behind her, girl? I don't know. Opens in November. Your kids are freaking out right now, I guarantee it. Grab the coffee, everybody. It's time for the hot dish. Here we go. As we told you yesterday, the Oscars will be take Shane there. There we go. Shane's very excited about the story.
It just won't die.
I know, the story won't. I'm sorry, but there's another headline. The Oscars are going to be very different this year, as 4 categories will be handed out during the commercial breaks. Now, I told you guys this yesterday, and let's just say, since we went off the air yesterday, people are losing their minds. This is not sitting well with folks in the industry. And that means it's time for the drama.
Oh, no, she didn't.
Oh, yes, they did, yeah. Now, one of the categories selected to be moved to the commercials was cinematography. Okay, I'll get into why I think that was just nutter butters in a minute. The creator of Roma, who is one of the front runners for the award and also nominated for like 80 awards, took his frustrations to Twitter saying, look at this, in the history of cinema, masterpieces have existed without sound, without color, without a story, without actors, and without music. No one single film has ever existed without cinematography and without editing. I'll give you my opinion in a minute, but look at this. Last night on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, Regina King, I love her, who is nominated for supporting actress in If Beale Street Could Talk, didn't call out the decision, but made a point to give a nod to her movie's cinematographer.
Fantastic love story,
I just have to say something because I heard you guys talking earlier, and you were talking about how Barry Jenkins lights black people so beautifully. We have to give a shout out to our cinematographer, James Laxton. He lights black people so beautifully. And he's not black.
Wouldn't be a movie without a cinematographer. And then Billy Eichner, we had to throw in, Billy Eichner threw some funny shade at the whole thing. Look at this. He goes, just heard the Academy is giving out Best Actress tonight in the parking lot of Rite Aid on Santa Monica and La Brea around 2 a.m. This isn't right. Look, it isn't. You know, if you watch the show, you know for years I've been saying they need to move some of these awards, either do another broadcast, do it another night, or move it to a commercial. I still stand by that, but I wholeheartedly agree that this was the wrong category. These were the wrong categories to pick. You could have easily, like, for instance, I'm not just going to complain about it. Here's one category that I would have chosen, the sound categories. Even the union, the rumor is, even the union that controls or is for the sound folks, even they think, because there are 2 sound categories, put those together and move those. Or move something that, maybe move all the short films, like short subject, short whatever, move those to another night. If the night is about feature films, then that would make sense too. But you cut editing and cinematography? It's just a bonehead move.
They just keep making awful move after awful move, and I've changed my tune. I think now they give every award, they make it really long. They don't care about ratings. I'm not kidding. They don't care about ratings anymore. The first hour, you pack the awards people want to see, and then you let it play out, and everyone's happy.
Yeah, you know what?
Because they're catering to the wrong people. They're catering to us now.
I know, and you're
Too
right.
much.
I'm slowly. I stand by what I said, but I am changing my tune a little bit because you know what I thought of? I thought not of an analogy, but I thought of a comparison. People complain about 4 hours. Oh, it's 4 hours. Nobody complains that Super Bowl coverage begins at 10 a.m. and the game isn't until 5. You know what I mean? I know. I'm just saying. People celebrate it. It's a national day of celebration, and it should be.
It's a full weekend celebration.
Yeah, I'm not a football fan, but I get it. I'm not going to bust on it. No one goes, some people do. Oh, it's 10 a.m., they're doing breakfast. But I'm saying, but it's the same thing. They get comparable ratings. So maybe we should just accept, it's 4 hours. It's 4, and that's just the way it's going to be. Yep. I don't know, yeah. Next in the dish. One of the longest tenured late night talk show hosts is calling it quits. That's right. After 17 years, Carson Daly is walking away from his show Last Call.
A what?
Now, if you haven't heard of the show like Shane, you're not alone. It airs at 12:35 after Late Night with Seth Meyers. Carson joined the show, listen to this, in 2002 and has hosted more than 2,000 episodes. He will stay on as a member of the Today Show and as host and producer of The Voice. All kidding aside, I have changed my tune on Carson. I think you should admit when you're wrong. I used to bust on him for no apparent reason, but I actually think he's a really good guy now, and I like him as a broadcaster. But I'm serious. I didn't even know this was still on the air.
Is it always filmed in a restaurant? It looked like they were just sitting at a restaurant.
No, it's a little segment that they do.
Is it live?
No, I think it's pre-tape. Girl, it's 12:30. He has to do the Today Show.
Well, that's why I'm saying.
Yeah.
Does the guy sleep?
No, I think it's pre-recorded like some of the late night shows are and then aired. Have you ever seen it?
I didn't know it existed.
Yeah, it is.
I'm usually in bed well before. I'm almost waking up at that time.
I know. We talk about TV for a living. I've never seen a single episode. I honestly, I'm not trying to be snarky.
No, it's true.
Carson, I'm sorry. We didn't know it was still on. You know what I mean? We didn't know. But he needs to rest. He doesn't need the show anymore. He's doing a great job on the Today Show and The Voice. He doesn't need it. It's like, what, that's three or four? He doesn't need it. Lots more to come, everybody. Grab another cup of coffee, and we'll be back right after this. Coming up, as they say, God loves a terrier. I love Best in Show. And so does the judge at Westminster. Meet the latest Best in Show. Then Thrifty Traveler is back with the ultimate list of spring break travel deals. You don't want to miss this. And wait till you hear how cheap it is right now to go to Australia. And maybe you aren't exactly feeling Valentine's Day this year. We got you covered. Our friends from Angel Food Bakery are here with anti-Valentine's Day treats. I love this. That's all coming up, so stay right there.
What was it like being in LA for the Academy Awards?
I mean, the streets are busy. All the TVs were filled with that, but yeah, you couldn't go anywhere without knowing about it.
What went through your mind when you saw those viral photos on the red carpet at the Oscars of Leonardo DiCaprio and his date, an endangered, beautiful dolphin? Was it kind of cool?
I don't want to say cool. I think it was a little weird. But it was dope at the same time. Nobody does that. Nobody has done that. So it's something new and different. And I'm all for different.
Do you think Leo was a little too physical with the dolphin, or was it kind of cute that they had chemistry?
It's cute. Nothing wrong with having chemistry with an animal.
Did you enjoy that Best Actress acceptance speech from Dame Lindsay Lohan?
Yeah, I did like it. I saw her new show and everything on MTV, so I thought she was doing great. Like, she's making a comeback, which I like to see, because she's been through a lot, so I was pretty happy for her, and her speech was pretty good.
I weep for the future. That's some live witness news on Kimmel last night, asking folks what they thought of the Oscars. That hasn't happened yet, just FYI. More late night. The finals of the Westminster Dog Show was held last night in New York City. And before we show you the dogs, Jimmy has a little tradition, and it's all about the handlers. Look at this.
We started what has become a tradition now on our show. I noticed there was a lot of green on the ground at the dog show, which lends itself to green screen. So we used the miracle of green screen technology to eliminate the dogs from the Westminster Dog Show. And the result is owners who look even sillier than they usually do.
No shoes.
Look at that. The dogs were obviously... Okay, that is hysterical. The dogs were the main focus, obviously, of the Westminster Dog Show. And before we show you the Best in Show, y'all know I love boxers. I have one, Dexter, who's probably watching right now from Grandma's house. Look at this. Everyone was texting me last night. Look at this is Wilma, everybody. Who won the working... Oh, look at that baby. Who won the working group category. She made the final five, but in the end couldn't pull off the victory. Best in Show went to that beautiful dog right there, King, the Wire Fox Terrier. Look at the facial hair on that boy. So beautiful. I love, Shane, don't you love the dog shows? I
Can't get enough.
I can't get enough.
And Best in Show only made it better. The movie.
Oh, the
Best in Show.
Again,
have to watch it.
We recommend it like 8 times a year. If you haven't seen Best in Show, go rent it. It's such a good laugh, and it's a behind-the-scenes thing about dog shows. Next in the dish, my ex-wife is ready to dish. And again, I'm joking. I really wasn't married to her. People honestly think that I was. But anyway, my ex-wife is ready to dish about her whole life. What am I talking about? On Instagram, the former Mrs. Matheson, Katie Couric, announced that she'll be writing a tell-all memoir about her life and asked her followers what they wanted in the book. Now, I said this earlier. I pitched this to our producers, and our producer, Jeff, was like, meh. But I said, no. Think about this. Even if all of you watching, I know she's polarizing. Some people don't like Katie. But think about this. Think about how great that book is going to be. Because think of the people that have been in her orbit. First, we have Mervy Pervy Matt Lauer, okay? Think of that. And you know she has stories about Matt, okay? Let's move on. Who else did Katie work with? Ann Curry. And there's always been the rumor that Ann and Katie did not get along, so maybe she'll dish about where that started. Now, as you know or may not know, Katie was the first female to solo anchor an evening newscast at CBS, which was run by Mervy Pervy number 2, Les Moonves. Oh. Now, Katie has let it kind of drip lately that her time at CBS wasn't all roses and sunshine, mainly because of the all-boys culture that was there and at 60 Minutes. So I'm just saying, even if you don't like Katie, this book is going to be fantastic. And I think it's going to come out 2021. So, and then Sarah Palin, too, the Sarah Palin interview. A lot of people, people think that was one interview. No. It was actually multiple days. I think it was 2 days. And they tried to get out of the second day when the first interview was a disaster. But Sarah Palin was talked into it by McCain's advisor. So many great stories that I cannot wait to read. And will probably be a movie soon. Oh, absolutely. If you were to pontificate on what would have broken up your faux marriage to Katie Couric, what would you say that would be? What was the end for you? I mean, if we have a faux marriage, we have to come up with the reason for the divorce. Her getting married and me being gay. I mean, right there. Yeah. I mean, kind of. Yeah, that'll do it. Every time I say that, I always say there's somebody in the audience that goes, "He is?" What? Yeah. Still ahead, everybody. My latest best thing ever, and we're thawing it and cooking it right now. And then he just walked in. The Thrifty Traveler is back, and he's going to give us all the hottest places to go on the cheap. My friends, stay right there. We'll be back after these words. Stay with us. Welcome back, everybody. When you... If I block the words, people get very mad, so I go like this. When you're trying to eat a little healthier, it's really hard to give up on things that you love, right? I mean, let's be realistic. We all want to eat healthy, but we love things like carbs. Well, I recently discovered a healthier pasta, and you know there are a lot of them on the market. This I cannot stop talking about. So you know what I do when I can't stop talking about it? I name it a best thing ever, everybody. Okay, now... And this really is. A few weeks ago, I told you about the frozen broccoli tots instead of tater tots. Today, it is a pasta made of vegetables. These right here are my best things ever. They are from Bird's Eye. Now, girl, I ain't getting any money from Bird's Eye. Let me tell you, I got a thank you tweet, and that's about it. These are Bird's Eye vegetable pasta, which features 8 different frozen pastas made entirely of vegetables. The one to my left is the one I had yesterday for lunch. It is vegetable spaghetti with marinara. There's also a different flavor. There's veggie panini, or penne, veggie rotini, and much more. There's even an Alfredo sauce. Now, they cook right in the bag. It's like one of those steamer bags, and they average around 350, 380 calories. That is not bad for the whole bag. For a lunch, like, look, some Subway sandwiches are a little bit more. I mean, healthy things can be expensive. Now, one of our regular contributors and friends, Melissa Sy, from the Minnesota Baby Blog, went out after she heard me talking about them and tried them. This is what she said. Look at this. She shared this photo on Instagram and said she never guessed the pasta is made of veggies and her baby loves it too. Now, yeah. And Melissa, believe me, Melissa would tell me if she really didn't like it. I have 2 of the veggie pastas with me here on set. The spaghetti marinara, this was my lunch yesterday, and then the rotini with Alfredo sauce. Now, I have not tried that, and some fashionable forks. Okay, to try it out, please welcome our intern, Becca, everybody. Come on, Becca. Okay, I'll hold this while you. Okay.
Which one?
Okay, this is
they both look so good.
I don't know about this one. I've only eaten this one. This is what I had for lunch.
Okay.
Try the spaghetti. And go ahead, take your time. Now here while she's eating. Here's what I do, because as you notice, there's not a lot of sauce. I put just a little bit more sauce on and just a hint of Parmesan. And I'm not kidding. Now just chew it and tell me you can't even tell it's not pasta.
That's not pasta?
No.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Are you sure they're not lying to you?
And isn't that firm?
It's really, really good.
Yeah, no.
It's really
No,
good.
what are you laughing at, Schwab? No. But, sometimes with frozen
amazing.
pasta, it gets mushy and gross. That is like almost al dente, isn't that?
This is really good.
Yeah.
No, it's good.
Okay, you can eat more. Go ahead. Eat more. There we go. Wow. I'm not kidding. They're about $3 a bag. Yeah, try that. No, I haven't tried that one, so you're going to be, I'm sure it's good. Yeah, okay. Now, this is the Alfredo. It looks firm,
it's
too.
Good.
It's good? There we go, see? They're about $3. About $3 a bag.
They're both good.
Take that to the audience and to Schwaberini. See what they think of it. There we go. Becca, everybody. Bird's Eye. Bird's Eye. You can find them at most stores, again, in the frozen food section, and it is my latest best thing ever, everybody. That's right. By the way, if you have something that you think I might like that you want me to try, a gadget, a gizmo, or a lotion potion store, or something healthy, let me know. Just find us on our Facebook page. Still ahead, you may have noticed that Australia, going there is really cheap right now. One of your favorite guests, the Thrifty Traveler, will join us next to explain why you can get to the land down under for under $500. Plus, sick of Valentine's Day already? Oh, Katie from Angel Food Bakery has a donut that speaks to our single friends. We will be right back after this. Stay with us, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back, friends. From eating to travel, we all want to get away right now. Don't we, audience? Seriously.
Yes.
Oh, winter. And there are some deals to be had, particularly places that aren't used to having deals. Helping us cope with the winter blues, give it up from Thrifty Traveler, our good friend, Jared Kamrowski.
Thanks for having me, Jason.
I'm not joking. Look, we should keep it in perspective. We had a really good November. We had a really good December, but January and February have been tough.
It's been roaring back in.
It's been really, yeah, so we want to get out of here. Let's cut to the headline here. Australia. How cheap is it and why?
So you've been able to, in the last month, fly to Australia for as little, from Minneapolis, for $522 round trip.
Give us some perspective.
Yes.
You're the expert on this. How much is it usually?
As much as $1,500. So, Australia, with one stop, that, LA to, Sydney flight is, 12, 13 hours. So that is quite a distance. If you think, I've paid more to fly domestically in the U.S., more than
I have paid more to fly to Chicago sometimes. Which I don't know why those flights are such. Anyway, well, that's a whole other show.
It is a whole other show.
Now, you said these flights are anywhere from, 12 to 14 hours?
It's a long flight.
Now, you've gone there indirectly. You've had a layover, but you've taken flights of this length.
Yes.
What can you tell people? A tip? What's some advice? What's it like? Because it scares the pants off me.
Absolutely.
That long to be in that tube.
So number one, and this is one that people don't think about, is seatguru.com. Finding the best seat on your plane. So let's say you book that flight to Minneapolis to Sydney, and that long flight probably from LA to Sydney. find that flight, go to seatguru.com, enter in your flight number, and it'll pull up the seat map, and it'll tell you what are the best seats to choose on that flight. Because if you're going to be in there for 10 plus hours, you want to be in the best seat. You don't want to be by the toilet.
No, you do not. You do not. Particular cities in Australia we should be looking at?
Yeah, so Sydney, Melbourne, and Brisbane. Those are the 3 really popular ones, the largest cities.
Yeah.
So keep an eye out. I mean, Chicago's had flight deals as low as $420. There's been nonstop from Dallas for $450. So there's options out there.
Options. Let's move. We've been talking a lot about this. We had my radio co-host Alexis on. Puerto Rico making a lot of positive headlines.
Yes,
Why?
Positive headlines. It's a politically charged sometimes, area. I mean, Hurricane Maria was devastated Puerto Rico in 2017. Almost 3,000 Americans, Puerto Ricans, were killed as a result of the storm. And they've been rebuilding, and their tourism, section is a huge part of their economy.
And it's exploding now.
And it is. It's roaring back. New York Times. It's the #1 place to visit in 2019. And the best part of it is flight deals from Minneapolis to Puerto Rico have been anywhere from $290 to $315 for the last 3 to 6 months.
That is crazy.
Yeah, round trip.
And we had Alexis on, and I was looking. I mean, look at these videos, everybody. I mean, obviously, let's put this. This is from the tourism folks, so they're going to put out their best board. But Alexis said, and when I was looking at her pictures, Jared, every picture looks like this.
Yeah.
It looks like paradise.
Puerto Rico's amazing.
Have you been there?
Yes, I have. And it's a U.S. territory, so you don't need a passport. So that's the best part. You can get to the Caribbean without a passport.
It's fantastic. And again, not that long of a flight. People think it's not that long of a flight at all.
It's not too bad.
No, you don't need to worry about sitting next to the bathroom. Okay, now let's talk current deals. This is always people's favorite part.
Absolutely.
Here we go. Get that piece of paper ready, everybody. Hit us
Hot off
with
the press.
deals.
Our flight deal guru, Michaela, got all these amazing deals this morning for us. So the big 2, Minneapolis to Denver and Minneapolis to Boston, nonstop, $96 round trip on JetBlue or Delta through May. So February, March, so that's spring break time. If you're willing to fly on a Tuesday, Wednesday, or Saturday, those are like the really cheap dates. So of course, go to thriftytraveler.com. We've got these deals. Otherwise, if you want to find the deals on your own, Google Flights. Google Flights is the thing I always say. It's just the best tool to find cheap flights. Other ones, Minneapolis to Vegas, $136 through August. So including summer.
And that's a big deal because you and I have talked on the show. Vegas had been expensive for the latter part of 2018, so this is relief. This is good.
It is. Minneapolis to Phoenix, $134. Minneapolis to San Antonio, $176. And one of my favorites, Minneapolis to Austin, $176 through July. So even those of you who can't travel, you need that summertime to travel. There's still cheap flights.
And again, I think it's worth repeating. You always say this, and you dropped the line a few minutes ago. If you can swing it, it's good to be flexible with the dates that you can leave. Am I right?
Yep. That if you can go on a Tuesday, Wednesday to Saturday, or you can travel in the shoulder seasons. I was telling you before we got on this segment that you can fly from Minneapolis to almost every single city in Europe for around $500 right now. If you travel February through March and then October through December.
So repeat that again. So February through March.
February through March and then October through December. So we're talking today, Paris in late May. Minneapolis to Paris is $387 round trip. So it's insane. So right now there's a huge fare war going on in Europe where all the airlines are fighting for the cheapest fares.
Audience, maybe our general manager will buy you all flights to Paris. We'll work on that. I've been
you got to pitch
Sheila, her credit card, I'm telling you. We have much more with Jared when we come back. He's answering your questions on everything from airline upgrades to girlfriend getaways when we come back. Back in a moment, everybody. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, everybody. Back with Jared, Thrifty Traveler. Now, every time Jared is on, we let you ask him all of your travel questions, and we really appreciate it. Y'all deliver. Let's go to first Kelly. Hello, Kelly. Kelly is taking her family to Paris for spring break, and she wants to know the must-dos for a mom, dad, and 16-year-old son, including some non-touristy spots.
So Paris, one of my favorite cities.
I know it is.
You have to do the touristy things.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Eiffel Tower, the Louvre, which is an amazing museum. Other places that are maybe a little less touristy is Montmartre, which is in the northern side of the city, which is a really tall, like hilly neighborhood where Sacré-Cœur, one of the most famous churches in the world, is. It's all free, amazing restaurants. You can go up to this amazing Catholic church on the hill. You can have a panoramic view of Paris. It's super cool.
How many times have you been to Paris?
Quite a few.
I was just going to say a lot. Next up, Liz. Hello, Liz. Liz writes, what's the best, cheapest way to upgrade to first class?
So we all want to be sitting up front. Let's be honest.
Yes.
But the airlines don't make it easy unless you're a road warrior and you have status through the airline, which 99% of us do not.
Yeah.
The best way to do is to get one of those co-branded credit cards, like an Amex Delta SkyMiles card, get those miles, and just book a first class ticket to wherever you're going, because trying to get upgraded is not going to work for most people.
And I will back up, Jared. I say this all the time. The tricks with the credit card and the points, I like to do first class because I'm a big guy and I like the space and a free cocktail. But I never do. I don't worry about upgrading. I just use points. All the stuff that you've taught me. Melissa, hi Melissa. She has a good question. She's going to D.C. for spring break and asks, if the government is shut down, what are other can't miss places if the museums are closed?
So like the Smithsonian, is going to be closed. Well, hopefully we can avert another shutdown.
Yeah.
But the government's going to shut down again at some point.
Yeah.
So some really cool places that I enjoy. All the memorials are still open. They can't really close those. Arlington National Cemetery, an amazing place just across, the river, the Potomac there, is an amazing place. The museum, which is on the National Mall, or just a block off.
Oh, that remains open?
That remains open because that's private. There's just a lot of other... Before you go, Google, which museums are open, which ones are closed. There's a laundry list of places. Maybe you're into art, maybe you're into museums, maybe you just like memorials.
Yeah.
There's still gonna be a lot of things that are open.
And it is also a great food town as well.
It is.
It is an amazing food town. So, and I always say, I think you'll agree. When I try to find out the best restaurants, I go to that city's version of like Minneapolis St. Paul magazine. Go to DC's like a monthly magazine and go to their best of list. That's how I find out. Amy, hi Amy, she writes to Jared, what are some cheap travel ideas for a girl's getaway in May, somewhere warm with the beach?
All right. Well, great question, Amy. If you want a beach, Florida's probably going to be the cheapest and the easiest. You can pay a little bit more to get to Mexico, which once you get to Mexico, Cancun, Puerto Vallarta, Cabo, once you get there, it's going to be super cheap.
Yeah.
But the flight might be, $250 to $350. Also, California. You can't beat that.
No, you can't. No, I love San Diego is always one that I recommend.
It's wonderful.
It's just, I love it. Lori asks, hi Lori, with trips like Disney World or a cruise, is it cheaper to book through a travel agent or book yourself?
Lori, it's really going to depend, how confident are you? Do you need a little bit of help, or do you want to try to piece it together on your own?
Yeah.
Here in Minneapolis and everywhere around the country, there's great travel agents. They
Wonderful
don't
ones.
charge a lot to help you, book your travel. So if you feel like you're not so sure, ask an expert for help.
And especially some places daunting as Disney, if you've never been there, you need to know a lot of stuff. So get a travel agent. Yeah. Sheila is up next. Hi, Sheila. She writes, we aren't big travelers, Jared, but are thinking about spring break. What's a great place that's not Disney? Sorry, Jason. Yeah, it's all right. I get it, girl. You don't have to apologize. Yeah.
The great thing about spring break is all these different schools are out at different times. So a lot of March, you can still find cheap flights. So we're talking about, Fort Lauderdale. You don't have to go to Disney to go to Orlando and enjoy so many other things. San Diego, like we were talking about,
Great
Phoenix, some of the prior segment I mentioned, all these different places. Go to thriftytraveler.com. We're going to have a Minneapolis flight deal every single day. Sign up for our free newsletter. Follow us on Instagram, Minneapolis Flight Deals. We'll do the legwork for you.
Yeah, and the premium subscription, if you travel a lot, well worth it. Jared, everybody, in order to find all these deals, as he said, head to thriftytraveler.com. And if you missed this, don't worry. We'll post all of these segments a little bit later on our Facebook page. And, of course, the whole episode will be on YouTube. Forget the hearts. Coming up next, the hearts and flowers. We're going anti-Valentine's Day with Katie from Angel Food Bakery. Wait until you see what she has up her sleeve. I love her. That's coming up next. Stay with us, everybody. Welcome back. Okay, here's the deal. We have been all about Valentine's Day this week. For some people, it brings up bad thoughts, particularly about exes. Because let's be honest. Yeah, let's be honest. Valentine's Day is not for everyone. I hated it for years. But our next guest, thanks. But our next guest is here to help you cope. Give it up for Katie from Angel Food Bakery. Hi, Katie. Welcome back.
Thank you.
I'm not joking. I love this segment because when I was in high school, all of our friends, we were in the drama club. None of us had dates. We didn't really, and we wore black on Valentine's Day.
This is
and
perfect.
we got fake crows and put them on our shoulders.
Oh my
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Like from a craft store. Anyway, so this segment's like right up my alley. So
I was always the one that sat in the class where they like came in and they're like, "And you get a rose?" And I'm like, "They're moving." Like,
I know, me too. I was like that too.
Nobody loves me. I get it.
I know.
So.
Okay, so what are we doing here?
Well, so Valentine's Day at our bakery is our biggest day of the year. Like my crew, I will not go to sleep until about 7 p.m. tomorrow.
Seriously?
Yeah, like I'm up for the next 30 hours.
I would
like
think
it's insane.
I would think
like,
maybe graduation season or prom or Mother's Day. This is the biggest holiday?
Tomorrow is the biggest day for us. It's insane.
That's crazy.
I think right now we're sitting at just heart-shaped donuts, about 125 dozen.
Oh my goodness.
Just pre-order, not for house even. So we come up with a lot of really fun things for the people that are super romantic and all that sort of great stuff. But
so this is the plate
these are
for
like
all
the
of
cute,
you in love.
like for all of you that have that love thing. Like this is what we do for you. But we don't want to leave our friends out who are maybe not into Valentine's Day. So we came up with I don't know.
Exactly, all of our single friends. Yeah.
We've all been heartbroken at some point, or just mad at something, not even somebody. So we created our Juju Hex donut dolls. So these are these big, like, basically like voodoo dolls, and we fill them with berry guts.
Audience, look at this! Come back to the TV. Oh. That is wonderful.
So we thought, something that you can like stab and eat and basically destroy in any way you want.
Yeah.
And then we customize them to say anything you want. So it could be a name. We've had people say all boys on them before because I agree, all boys suck, And so I thought you could fill and decorate your own if you wanted.
Oh, sure.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so what?
Our first step is we've already lovingly poked holes in them for you.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. I wouldn't want to pierce the donut.
No, that's part of the also the fun part for us.
Yeah.
And then all you do is lovingly poke that jam right in there, and you just squeeze, and we'll. There you go.
Yeah, there we go.
And you got. So now you got some guts going on.
Yeah. You want to hold that one for me?
Yeah, I can hold that.
There we go. Okay. There we go.
You're hired. You start at
Thank you.
1 a.m. tonight.
Okay. Now what's next?
And then now we gave you some inspiration for decorating, but I've got some icing here.
Okay.
So the main thing is I'll fill up our little piping bags, but you gotta think about who or what you want to dedicate it to.
Okay, so this is the person like broke my heart.
Yeah, if you want.
Okay, yeah, I know. Okay, perfect.
You can do like a nickname if you don't want to say like a specific
Oh,
name.
I have no shame. It's one of the best things about the show, publicly shaming people. It's great.
I love it.
Yeah.
I just didn't
It's
want
one of
to.
the great joys of having your own show. Yeah. Okay. So this is I gotta tell you, I love when you're on and you guys always have great ideas. This is one of the best ideas. I really think, because there's so many single folks that don't want. It's like It's like the Hallmark holiday.
Yeah, or like you could get this for a friend that maybe you're not dating, but you want to like be goofy with, and I don't know. So then, just like you're writing with cursive or block letters, you can inscribe it to whoever you want or whatever you want.
Okay.
And I want to hear the story about this.
Well, I kind of said it earlier today. So
That better not be my name.
No, it's not.
Okay.
No.
I see.
No, we'll unveil it in just a second. There we go.
Oh, it is really cool.
There we go.
I was like,
there we go.
Oh,
Katie
did.
Couric.
Yeah,
there we go.
That.
She broke my heart. Oh. She broke my heart in the divorce.
Oh.
That's right. Yeah. So that's her.
We can. Do you need a towel?
Oh no, I'm fine. I don't care.
So we can do more decorations, or the really fun part that these come with is we have made either arrows where you could like pierce it to hex somebody to maybe fall back in love with you.
Okay.
Or we have bloody sugar glass that you can like stab it with.
Audience, what do you think? Well, I mean, arrow. Yeah, You know
Arrows.
what?
You guys are going nice.
I want to. You know why? Because I eventually want to get her on the show, and when her book comes out, so. I still love her. That's the problem.
Okay, so then we can do a heart arrow, gummy arrow.
Okay, so where do I put it? In the heart?
It's wherever you feel like you need to.
No, right here.
Yeah.
Right there. There we go.
There, see, that's lovely.
See, Katie, I love you still. You just don't like me anymore. That's all right. There we go.
So this is the hexing part where now she's gonna feel that right now. Like it's like when you're, but it's filled with love.
It is, Katie. It's filled with love. Please call us for. There's my camera. Please, Katie, look. Give it up for Katie. Divine Angel Food Bakery. Head to angelfoodmn.com or look for them in downtown Minneapolis or at the airport. Really quick though, you said how busy you are. If people want these, are they going to be able to get the?
We are keeping orders open, much to my staff's
dismay.
Keeping orders open till 3 p.m. today for tomorrow, or tomorrow we have a bunch of stuff in-house if people swing by.
Okay.
But come early.
If you're watching right now, live at 10 on Fox 9, order. If you're watching later on YouTube, it's after 3, you're out of luck. Sorry, yeah.
Come on in the morning.
Come on in the morning. We'll be right back, everybody, to wrap up the show. Back after this. That's my Katie Couric. Welcome back, everybody. With me. You see those donuts?
Sure do.
They're good.
I got a box of those that said happy 2-year anniversary once for our anniversary.
Oh, really?
It was the best present ever, a box of donuts that spelled it out.
That's our executive producer said he would rather get a box of donuts for Valentine's Day than most anything else. I'm with you. I don't need flowers.
Still my favorite.
Yeah, I don't need flowers or anything. A box of donuts is just perfect. Well, finally today, Gayle King, I call her the queen of Instagram. She cracks me up on the Insta. She uses it so well. She posted a video on Instagram earlier this morning because she and her co-anchor Norah O'Donnell got into a fun disagreement. Look at this.
I was just sitting here at the CBS this morning set minding my own business when Norah O'Donnell says to me, Gayle, as your friend, what did you say?
I said, I want to see your beautiful brown eyes.
My beautiful blue eyes, yes.
I said you and then I thought the necklaces were distracting from seeing your beautiful eyes.
Yes, she thinks the necklaces are too distracting. I call it fashion. But here we are.
Okay, Adam, I want real
Here we are.
Glasses, necklace, and belt, though.
Yes, glasses, necklace, and belt. So are the necklaces distracting or not? Norah says yes, I say no.
Okay, so what do you think?
Mr. T called. He wants his chains back.
Oh!
It's way too much.
Wow. It was interesting. I looked on the Instagram comments and it was like 50-50. But that is that topic is very polarizing because it's all so subjective. And
it is.
What one person finds distracting or doesn't like, another person thinks is fashion and loves it. Personally, I don't think that's her. It's like the Countess on Real Housewives of New York. She's known for wearing these big chunky necklaces. I'm smart enough to be able to see the head, the person, and not be distracted by,
As someone who works in the morning news show, you're the only person who's not distracted by jewelry, hair, makeup, clothes, blah, blah, blah.
You would not believe, I always say this all the time, you would not believe the things that people notice on television. People notice hairstyle. I don't need to tell you this. People email about the littlest thing, like if you have a tie. Like yesterday, I wore a sparkly tie that messed with some people's televisions. I was getting tweets until 11 o'clock last night about this. So no, you're right. But it is very subjective.
You just want to sometimes just give people nothing to talk about.
Yeah.
So keep it as simple as possible.
No jewelry. Very simple navy blue dress.
I've learned.
Yeah, I know. Why do you think I'm wearing a purple suit, for heaven's sake? I look like the Joker. Anyway, tomorrow on the show, we are celebrating Valentine's Day. You do not want to miss the show tomorrow with a special couple I can't wait for you to meet. Find out why a chance meeting involving me at a Best Buy store 9 years ago led them going on a date, and then you'll find out. That's tomorrow. I can't wait for you to meet them. But right now, that is going to do it for us. Thanks to our first audience in several days. Thanks to all of you watching. That's going to do it. If you're a kid watching that's being bullied, you go out there and be yourself, because nobody can tell you you're doing it wrong. Have a good day, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.